What? What? All right. What we ain't gonna do is make the music sound like that. Cause that's not. That's completely inaccurate. Slanderous. What's going on, everybody? You know what it is. It's Taylor Boy, and I brought some friends. I'm saying yeah. I can you hear me say yeah? And I could keep going, but the problem is, I know when I listen to this in post, it shows that I'm offbeat. So it is what it is. But we are here today, back like we never left, motherfucker. It ain't like we've been doing more important things for the past few weeks. Hopefully you ain't found a new home to sit and talk blurred shit, because we's back, baby. And yes, best believe there is things to discuss today. Hallelujah. What's going on, y'all? I am your boy, the real bitch Taylor. Shout out to me. I've been up all night playing Spiderman 2. I ain't slept since October 20th, midnight for the month, and I'm out here with the big end of it. There's a lot of things going on today that have happened. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Of course, y'all know we had New York Comic Con last week. A couple of other things happened, like Castlevania Nocturne dropped not too long ago. Actually, it's been a little while, but we ain't been here, so we're gonna talk about it today. Oh, a lot of cool characters on that as well. Obviously, Spider-Man 2 done dropped. We done talked about it already, and that's a big deal. And of course, Marvel and other them doing some other things as well. Like I heard just today, because Nolly said so, there may be a Mace Windu Jango Fett series coming along, which might help out the franchise, especially since Star Wars is a Disney thing, and so is Loki, which came out not too long ago. But not to discuss that, because so many other cool things happened this week. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm geeked up to talk about some of this, because some very, 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 very monumental historic things happened over the course of this last week. And I'm speaking, of course, about the meetup. I am joined today by none other than the Blurs of Prey. Hallelujah, man. I'm sitting here wanting to tell y'all what I got. We got Mrs. Nolly. Miss Nolly in the head. Oh, you know what I'm saying? What it do? We got Miss Tiffy Starchild in this verse. We got Nolly's homie and Tiffy's homie. Yes, in the house. My homie, goddamn, somewhere in Ty's house. It is what it is, and it is all of us here. Don't tell. Go ahead, tell a friend, because we out here doing what we do. But also, who else gonna go ahead?
I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except mine got a name. Got it out the mud but we got no stains. Cold ass pistol with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know. The nigga stay clean so he always got hoes. Light skinny bitches like.
And just in time to join the conversation, obviously, we could not start this with none other than Mr. Holman himself. You thought you was safe, but you knew it's gonna put you right on the screen immediately, man. What's going on, everybody? We here, we live, we back, we've met. It's a bunch that's happened since we last met up. But I just want to start off this morning by saying it's good to see all of y'all blurty, happy, so beautiful faces. What's going on, man? We back in our seats. Oh, too close, a little too close, as Mr. Design would say. But oh, okay, but yeah, man, what's going on? Listen, Omar, Tiffy, Nolly, we had an opportunity to go to New York last week, and man, oh, okay. All right. I thought you were expecting a visitor in the window. I thought we might have had a spot pulling up in there. But yeah, man, we got a chance to. Unfortunately, he was busy and whatnot. But my God, did we not have the best of times? Now, today, obviously, we got a few things to run down. Castlevania popped out. You know what I'm saying? A couple other things are popping right now. Halloween's a week away. The con was we're a week out the con. But I would like to, if it's cool, just talk about some of our encounters from last week before we get into the drip that is Drusilla. I mean, Drolta. I said Drusilla. Before we get into the African history that we were given through this dope ass anime series that dropped not too long ago. Before we give our opinions on all of this and what may come of it, let's talk about the fact that we actually saw each other in person. Like, and that includes Tyrone, who pulled up for a little bit, man. It was kind of like our chance to see if we were catfishing each other. And evidently, evidently I catfished everybody because I'm taller than
Why are you
5'6".
so tall?
He's tall.
I-
Rome's tall too. I didn't
So
realize that
tall.
until I met him. I was like, where the hell are your camera angles at, dude?
Yeah.
Because like that's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
He was dying.
Tyrone is a tall dude, man. Go ahead, Nolly.
It's funny. It's not the first time I've met you, obviously, but I was like, I don't think I recalled how tall this dude was.
Well, yeah, I mean that's so odd to me. Like, I mean, I don't expect people to be of certain height after I see them on the screen. So it's fascinating that I was prejudged to be a shorty. You know what I'm saying? You know, and from what I understand, I think it was a shout out to DJ Dimple, Natasha, who was like, I think it's because your screen.
Yeah,
comes,
you're like,
right, I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm not even going to attempt to do the Australian voice. She does it so
Try
well.
it. Try it.
Because you look up at the screen up
Nar.
It's not my gear. You know, yo, my
Nar.
other than Crocodile Dundee, there's this show called
Louis.
it's this no.
I
It's
love
a show about women
Louis.
in prison. You know the women in Australia. I forgot what it's called, but that bitch goes so hard, bro. And they're always saying like, "Hey, it's not my gear." Like whenever they get caught with drugs, they be like, "It's not my gear." All right, I said I wouldn't do it, and I spent 5 minutes doing it. Anyway,
Do it. That's what happens.
That's how it goes.
but I just want to just ask real quick. Let's start with the con. All right. So last week we had Comic Con. It was a whole thing. Tiffy, Omar, you and I, we all were able to attend. Why don't we tell our folks what type of events we saw? What were the highlights that we were able to kind of like, you know, just be a part of? Tiffy, if you can recall, what do you remember most about your days at New York Comic Con, if you will?
I got to attend a Slayers roundtable interview thingy, which, like, you know, this is not my first media type, you know, thing, but it was my first roundtable interview. So that was really trippy. And sitting with the cast of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because they're doing a new series. And we talked about it like in the other episode, I think maybe. But but it's a new series. So getting able to sit at the table with Spike and Tara and Drusilla, which was funny because you accidentally said the name earlier, but she was on my mind. But like Drusilla and who else was there? The guy with the puppy dog ears, Clem, from that as well. And then of course the new actress that's stepping into the new Slayer role for the series. That was such a surreal moment. Like, not only do I get to tell about my experience, and I'm doing that with Black Nerd Problems, but sitting at the table with like and trying not to y'all would be so proud of me. And I did not yawn once. Oh my god! Like, and I didn't. Why are you rolling your eyes, Omar? I didn't do it, is what I'm saying. But that to me was like the standout moment of the convention. To the point where even though I was supposed to attend, we were supposed to go to the Slayers panel, and then and I think again I mentioned this in the other podcast, but in case I didn't, just end it for it's wild being at a convention and an audio series is the big draw, just because of the strike and because they're limited in what they can do at conventions as well. Part of that is all marketing. So to attend a con that doesn't have like the big release movies, no Loki, no Castlevania, things like that. Not officially. There's cosplayers, of course, but like none of that. Like that was an interesting experience. So. But like that was a very fun convention. Like I would definitely do it again.
Absolutely, I thoroughly enjoyed it as well. Not to and as we continue on our in your New York Comic Con discussion, I wanted to bring in my man who ain't been here for a while, the one and only Bad Ty Bricks.
The hair is laid. The hair is laid.
You took the braids.
Yeah, I took the locks off.
I ain't gonna lie, Tyler, very pretty this morning, man.
Your hair is so luscious.
Look at my man cosplay as a vampire in Brooklyn.
My man looking like
yes.
That's it.
Bad Ty looking like a historically accurate Jesus, okay?
I ain't even mad, man.
Thank you, my child.
my water, my nigga. Touch my water. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to have a good time, man. Yo, Ty, I want to ask you all about how you doing, what's been going on with you the past few weeks, as we all have. I was just in the middle of talking with Tiffy and Omar and just myself as well, since we did attend the con, about what type of experience. So Tiffy just told us that she had a chance to do a round table and a lot of stuff like that. I don't know if you had a chance to check it out. Omar was there as well. Omar, what are some of the moments you took away from the con? Highlights, even maybe some complaints, if any. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with your homeboy?
I think I mean, I've been going there for a very long time, and I only went that this time because y'all were going to be here, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll apply. Hopefully these motherfuckers let me in. I was like, oh, let me in, cool. I don't have any really. I mean, but the complaint is having gone to like San Diego Comic-Con where Tiffany took us, and then coming back to the Javits Center, I'm unappreciative of shit. I'm like, man, look, you got space out there in fucking in San Diego. Here, I'm shoulder to shoulder, like meet to meet with people as I'm walking by. I would appreciate. I came back home. I'm knocking stuff over. I don't want to go to this, man. But it is a nice. I guess if you know where to, if you just coming to go where you want to go, then it's fine. We went to the. It's a little nerve wracking too. There was a Scott Pilgrim. There was a thing they were talking about the Scott Pilgrim like anime. Netflix, they're reimagining. I think it was a Scott Pilgrim Takeover or something. Takes Off.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, okay. We're going in there, and then I didn't realize like, oh, you could do like reservations, so like you'll get like your actual seating and shit. And then there's like reservations here, and then like general admission to the left, and we're at general admission, and I'm like, and then we're all fucking big meaty men bumping meat, and we're all close. We're all close.
I'm getting.
Yo, what the fuck?
We're all close. They're all like, oh, get in. And Tiffy was sitting down like, I ain't moving though.
Because why was he moving his like that? And why was he being so rude like that? I feel I did guest control at Disneyland for several years, and I ain't never talked to nobody like that.
What happened? Hold on. What wait?
You were there.
Well, remember, she was just like move up, guys. Like it was like move.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker. Yeah. There's nothing to see here, ass motherfucker. When it's a whole warehouse behind us, completely empty, and he's trying to make us all breathe down each other's necks as if COVID ain't a thing, as if fucking tuberculosis ain't a thing, as if a regular common modern day cold ain't a thing. Fuck you, asshole. Somebody find that puss ass bitch. Okay. I'm gonna let us know how the fuck we feel. All right, I've been holding
this is why I was very nervous, because I'm like, oh man, if we don't get in, and I had us waiting this line for this long, and I looked at everyone and said, I'm like, hey, just in case we don't get in, we can enjoy the experience of being here, waiting together.
But
then we got in, and a friend of ours, RG99.
Shout out to RG9.
He saved the whole. I don't know how this man did this shit. Saved the whole row for us. In the RSVP section.
Oh, and I don't know if you noticed when he was counted, when we had to separate off and he had to break off because he basically RSVP'd himself to have a spot for the panel, which should have been just him having a seat. But when we had to go off to separate lines, and it was like, oh, grab any of these seats, he was like, hey, no, it's done. It was very like matter of fact. I don't even have that much confidence.
And he was like, I just see him like waving he's like, they started letting people in, man. I had this whole row, and they're like, oh, find a seat wherever. And he's like, nah, not wherever. And he's waving. We come in, my man's like flagging us down like the fucking airplane shit. He's fucking doing this shit. I'm like, oh wow. And then it was because he was 7 of it, including him. It was 7, so he saved 6 seats. I'm like, this is unheard of. I'm like, wow, to be black in the Comic-Con, man. Like, no, you ain't sitting there. RG99, man. Thanks, a very big thanks for that. And that was a really great experience watching, seeing that. I'm a big fan of Scott Pilgrim. So it was great to see that with everybody too. You know, some people were taking naps because they were tired, but
I was about to say,
we bounce back.
That is con life. You get your sleep in where you can. You get your sleeps and your snackies, and you just survive. You survive 4 days straight of madness. I'm gonna sleep where I sleep and open my eyes and clap when it's time to clap.
just wait for the pause. It was fascinating, man, because for metallic chairs, they got real comfortable. They almost felt like lazy boys for a couple moments, and some of the people in our little troop that we was rolling with, you know what I'm saying, had some experience. Like I think Tiffy might have took a nap, but it was so well done that we didn't know. Inexperienced people like myself get the church nod, and you can tell that we falling asleep. You know what I'm saying? Tiffy she's like. You know what I'm saying? Like she just goes into recharge mode like Data from Star Trek. And it's like, holy shit, you know what I'm saying? She clearly experienced in this phenomenon, Tiffy, huh?
Well, I'm a black woman, so when you grow up getting your hair braided, you just you can fall asleep in the salon chair, and you just with people tugging and doing all type. You just gotta.
Yep.
And then after you have the braids, you can't even sleep normal in a bed, so you just you learn how to sleep like a zombie. But I do want to point out. I do. You want? Oh, my bad. You want to put him on blast? Go ahead, Omar. We were at a burlesque show the other night.
Oh, yeah.
He was knocked out all the way out. We are in the front row. These women are giving their everything. They're making their titty tassels swirl. That was nice. And I look over at Omar, and he's
right. One more time, Tiffy. Just play back.
And Omar he'll wake up.
To be fair, please defend yourself. My wife DJ Dimple, we were being good friends for her friend Glenn, and Glenn wanted us to be there, and we were there with our friend Maribeth as well. And it was late in the night, man.
It was
listen, I was fighting. And so like I felt bad too because we're front row, and then I'm just like every so often I'm like, and then like but something big would happen to wake me up, and so like I'm like this, and I'm like feathers, okay, feathers, all right, and then I nod off a little bit again, and then the lady put her foot on my foot like like the stand up. I'm like I'm like and it was just cold, and it woke me up. Oh, all right, okay. Also, I went in for the comic. I wasn't even calling you out. I was calling Natasha out. My wife was next to me. She falls asleep like a fucking cat anywhere.
Yeah, I didn't want to call her out. I didn't.
Oh no, I just wanted to point out that I was not the only one. It's real covert. Just
everyone.
Yeah, that's what
I've slept all over New York at this point. We slept in shifts at that burlesque show. It was Tasha waking us up. She slapped both her hands against my thigh like she said. I'm like, why would you do that?
Like, I gotta wake up. If I may, without dispelling too much, I was given the opportunity to come to this show.
Oh yeah.
And my old man, my inside old man was like, "What at this hour?" It was like, "Do you realize that the sun is down, the street lights is on?" And like my body, like as much as my inner like want to go see all that shit was like, "Get your ass up and go." I fucked around. You ever take a nap and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna set my alarm for 45 minutes from now, and then you wake up 2 hours later and you just cuss out your alarm. That's low key what happened. But even though when I woke up, my body was like, well, it's too late now, bro. It's like the decision's been made. We made the decision for you. We stayed in bed tonight. I'm like, what the fuck? I want to go. I want to see titties. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the whole spin around.
Nothing.
That's my new shit right there.
If I ever do burlesque again, expect me to have titty tap.
Oh!
I never had it before, but I think that I get
that for the big screen. Come on. Yo, my God.
I got real high areola, so I had to be careful on that one.
Oh, yeah. Them bitches pop out. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. That reminded me of
Censor on the camera.
There was
gonna bring in some numbers for the show. Gotcha, Vince.
Yeah, I know what I'm clipping after this one. I'm just playing. I'm gonna send that to HNIC.
Send that to me for my private collection.
All right, but yeah, man, a lot of stuff went down. Okay, we not only got a chance to walk around Comic-Con, I even had an opportunity to interview a few folks. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of cool. We had here Hard Nip Zorro, as I like to call him here real quick. Yeah, there was a couple more that went on in here. Well, this lasted probably a little too long. All right, I didn't think this through. Okay, we had a little blonde Naruto who didn't even know where he was from. I said, "Yo, where are you from?" He said, "Tokyo." I said, "No, You're from the Hidden Leaf Village. You lost this quick. And then we had a pimp named Slickback pull up on the boy, you know what I'm saying? And he kept telling me to call him a whole pimp named Slickback, like the Tribe Called Quest. And I'm like, yeah, fuck all that. Fuck around. And Dimitri, who finally said he may pull up, but I feel like it was a Hollywood, you know what I'm saying, type of, yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely, whatever. And
that's him? I know he DJs. Oh, I didn't know that was like that.
He's a
Okay.
real
Yeah,
DJ.
same guy.
Yeah. He's an actual DJ. Ran into these motherfuckers who was so, this shit was funny because they was like, yeah, I stopped them to take pictures and to do a video with them. And they were like, I was like, how was the con? They were like, well, actually, we haven't enjoyed it because people keep stopping us and taking pictures. And
that's funny. That's fucking funny.
I was like,
one thing I should give you credit for, Vince. One thing I'll give you credit for, which is a good, not a bad, it's a good thing. Like you're very like the on the spot interviews. That's not something I do, but you're very comfortable to do that, and you're like very quick on like, okay, I got a joke for this. I got a joke for this thing. All right, we're doing it. So I talking. Listen. Sometimes, as much as we like enjoy like this whole nerdy shit, sometimes nerds are fucking weird niggas, man. You know what I mean? But like,
I can attest that. Vince, you've seen that shit at the con, okay? Like, I had one dude, I was wearing fucking Catwoman, and he literally just wouldn't. It was like a little kid. I don't even know how old he was. He just like kept asking me like a million questions, and we're writing down in this like notepad. And my fiance was just like sitting there watching, like, and he was just like, after like 5 minutes, he was like, "Okay, bro, we gotta go," and like grabbed me and took me away from him. And I just looked at him and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And he was just like, "I don't know. I had to get you out of there, though." He was like, "Abort mission." That shit just got weird real quick. Like,
it's a gamble. It's a gamble each time, but I'm like, you make it really enjoyable. I'm like, look at Vince. And also, there's the point where I'm like, all right, we're going. Where the fuck is Vince? Oh, there he is. Okay, all right. I just see this in the corner. I'm like, all right, he's interviewing fucking Boggle. Okay, he's interviewing Creed over there.
The way I was thinking, Omar, is I was like, since I didn't cosplay, because I did bring an outfit to cosplay. I was like,
why didn't you cosplay again? Why didn't you cosplay? Because you're a good daddy. That's why. Yeah. You're a good dad.
That's right. That's right. Zeddy of the year. That's right. Yeah, because I mean, the way you said it sounded kind of sexual, but
I did. I had to commit. I had to commit. You're a good dad. I was like, I had to commit to it. I said it.
The reason is because it first of all, I mean, for anybody who's familiar with me know that I typically attend cons with my kids, you know what I'm saying? And it always felt weird. Even when I did San Diego, even, you know, it's always felt like I'm doing something wrong when my kids ain't with me, especially because we cosplay together. As Yaz knows, Yaz for multiple years now has gone and seen us. Even Ty came up and saw us cosplaying. So it's weird. Like, it feels like infidelity almost, you know what I'm saying? Like to throw on the cosplay and not have my child with, especially my youngest. My oldest is a little, she's still in it, but she's, you know, she got her own thing going on now, you know what I'm saying? But my youngest is still deep into it, and she even helped me pick the parts for the cosplay. So it just felt, even though I brought it just in case, I was like, you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll save it for MegaCon. But I will say this, Omar, thank you for the kind words. That shit was not natural. I had to force myself. I was like, yo, look, I don't know how this is going to turn out. Because remember, I forgot my mic. You know, I forgot the little piece for my microphone, which I almost let myself talk myself out of doing the interviews for. So I was like, yeah, man, I ain't even got the microphone. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, fuck it, man. I'm here. You know, there may have been an edible or a wine glass or two involved.
Buzzball.
But we got it done. And not only that, I wanted to ask y'all a question real quick. For all of us, we all friends. We cool. You know what I'm saying? We just at one point in time, a dance battle of sorts ensued. And I would like to get your opinion on who you think may have won this dance battle. Now, take a step back, pause. We're going to be silent for a minute. And I want a full evaluation at the end of this. Go ahead, DJ, run that track. Okay, well, there may not be music because I didn't want to get it canceled. But, yeah, so there's Tiffy doing the pumps and the bumps. All right. We're gonna bring the Cabbage Patch in. Okay, we're gonna do a little. Okay, are we gonna turn it around? All right, jeans a little tight, so it's hard to bend the legs.
Hands on knees.
Oh yeah, she has full knee access. Okay. All right, to the back, scoot to the back. All right, we're gonna turn around, take a chill for a second. Still going. Whoa. All right, this is tough competition. Hold on, the switch up is on the way. Pull up. Full step up style. What you know? Fuck you, Channing Tatum. I got this shit. God damn it, let's do it. Come on, Omarion. Come on, Omarion. Come on, B2K.
I'm done.
Shinryu.
Get out.
Looking back on that, there was a missed opportunity. Why didn't my foot go on the chair? Put out on the chair and like bust it back.
Yeah.
You were raised right because you were raised right. You don't put our you were raised right. We don't. I can tell you.
You don't know that about me.
Church kid, whatever. What I can tell
They
you
be
about
the worst. Oh,
that is true. That is
Yeah,
true.
they do. They're the worst ones. That's whoa.
We are.
The winner is black people. That's the winner.
Hey,
True.
because we do our
I was
thing.
rooting for everybody black, so
Yeah, everybody black was in that, man. So that was pretty cool, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But overall, honestly, which is really sad because Bad Ty wasn't able to make it. But it was just really dope being able to see, like I said, my blurred friends in person to make sure that they're real, that they actually do wear pants in real life. It was like a whole thing. Like and even at one point in time, we were in Times Square and everything just kind of just hit me all at once. Like, holy shit, like this is really happening. Like we're actually down in New York, Times Square, and it just was a little overwhelming, man. So I just want to say thank y'all for making the weekend as dope as I expected it to be. We laughed, we joked. There may have been some instances where we may have got close to crying, and it was just nuts, man. It was certainly worth the let's just say the investments of being able to go there. But having said that, while we were there, it was interesting, as Tippy said, that we didn't see a whole lot because of things that are going on in the industry. My personal biggest complaint, I would say, maybe it's a complaint or observation, was that we didn't see any Droltas. Like there was not one dressed up.
There was one. There was
one
earlier. There was one, but I see you're a cosplay. What's it called? Connoisseur. I'm like, because Vin's like, where the fuck is Drolta? I'm like, dog, that shit it just came out.
Just dropped.
It's like I don't care.
Drolta cosplay, and people are posting online
now.
Like, that is not an easy costume. We were talking earlier about not throwing shit together last minute and having it look a certain way. I want the Drolta cosplayers to step out and come correct. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be extravagant, but take your time because I want to see it done right.
There's a cosplayer on TikTok called I think it's Solar. She did it. Her stands out as one of the best ones to me. I'm like, oh yeah, you took yours. Like, I had to take my time. I'm here now. Boom.
I'm not mad. I don't want people to rush and put up bullshit. At the same time, we're not talking about, let's say Unicorn Con or some other con. This is New York Comic Con, which is on par, some would say, with the original OG SDCC. Not necessarily. I mean, which is a very interesting conversation. I really want to get the big differences between the two cons, West and East Coast, from Tiffy, who's experienced both of them now. But I don't think it's any. I would not give people the credence of saying, "Well, it's brand new." It's been out for a few weeks, and it don't take that long, in my opinion.
You gotta make your costume. When you gotta make when you're doing this shit, and you're doing this shit like that. Take as long as you need.
I think that it has to check a certain box. Like we have Drolta cosplayers. We have people cosplaying from Castlevania Nocturne, but they also have to have a costume ready. They have to be in New York. They have to have access to the con. I feel like there were just so many different things that like had to happen for you to be able to see them at this particular con that came up very soon after this project was released, that it kind of makes sense that maybe we didn't see that many this time, but give it time. LA Comic Con is right around the corner, and then it is at MegaCon like happening as soon as the year starts. Like let's give it a little bit of time, but also look online. You're running like a blurred publication. You have to be on the lookout for this because this is the type of things that you can be posting.
Yep.
So like I mean, it literally is just taking a little bit of time.
That's
a little bit of time.
Your lights fucking that all
hold
up.
it down a little bit. The light's flaring on it.
The lights fucking that all up.
Better yet, Better yet, screenshot that and send it to me because all I can see is unread messages on your Android phone. But I mean, Ty, you watched Castlevania Nocturne. I mean, Drolta is such a monumental character that I believe us of Black anime fandom are so excited about because we don't have that many characters like the list of characters we saw in Castlevania, right? So am I being unfair? I mean, I know you're not the biggest con goer, but I mean the shit was out for a little bit. I mean, Drolta's big enough of a deal to quickly put together something that's quality. Am I tripping? I mean,
I think you're tripping a little bit. It's yeah. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It literally hasn't even been out like what, a month now? Like you don't know.
That's long enough.
No.
I mean,
do you
yeah,
have
but
your
like,
cosplays, Vince?
Thank you.
Do you make your cosplays?
Thank you.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do this.
You make them?
Yes.
Or do you sew your
buy
cosplays?
them
Okay, hold on. Okay, now I may not make each and every part of the costume, but we do the styrofoam, we do paint, we do spray paint,
and
we do make our own weapons.
that takes time.
But the
then. So
stitching
you
as
have
well?
experience with it. Even if you don't do the hand sewing, you understand that quality things take time.
Fair enough.
What if you fuck it up?
Okay, I guess
I just don't understand why. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Of all the things we could talk about with Castlevania and Nocturne in the limited time that we have, we are once again, why are we not seeing Drolta cosplayers? Let's talk about something.
It's just a segue. It's a segue. It's a segue. Just I'm using it to get Ty to talk about the character. I don't know if you peeped that or not. That's why I threw it to Ty. Yeah, I threw it to Ty right now, asking him about. So this is what happened in broadcast just now. I'm trying to segue from what we was talking about to talking about Castlevania. So I threw it to Ty, who wasn't at NANCon, and said, "Is Drolta a big enough character so he can talk about the character? So we can now start talking about the show as opposed to talking about the."
Is that at all where the conversation went? And it didn't start with me. And we can run the tape back. The great thing about it being broadcast is that it's filmed in live, so we can check the record.
Am I the best? Am I the MJ of broadcasters? Fuck no. But in this particular instance, there was a plan of sorts that may not have gone as planned, so to speak. But yeah, that was the plan, to shift on to Castlevania, the actual show, and what happened, so we could talk about that. And Ty wasn't at the con. My question to you was, is Drolta a big enough character? Are we excited about the characters we had in Castlevania? Because we've been waiting for this type of show for a long time.
Is that to me?
Yes.
Beautiful guy. I think everybody has good points, and I think if we're looking at it from just a broad perspective of the shows that we watch, if this was a Marvel character, people would have jumped on it. It would have jumped on it immediately. They would have got into their blueprints and put together, because there's people that specialize in this. This is like, they look for opportunity to showcase their talents when it comes to cosplaying. I think Drolta is a big enough character. I think she's gotten enough. We've talked about, well, we haven't actually had to talk about it, but she's been talked about online ever since the series dropped. So do I think it could have been done? Oh, absolutely. Would I like to see the best quality done when it comes to representation? Absolutely as well. But I think this was an opportunity that was missed if there were no Droltas at the Comic-Con. So,
but all right, well, switching away from the Comic-Con aspect, just the actual show itself with Drolta, with Drusilla, with everybody that's in it. You personally, if I may put you on blast a little bit, didn't just reach out, but I think you called me to tell me that I need to stop what I was doing.
Yeah, that's
watch Castlevania Nocturne. You was like, "Yo, I don't give a fuck." I was like, "Well, I'm catching up on the." You're like, "No, fuck all that." Like, Castlevania, stop what you're doing right now. And it's been a few weeks. You still feel the same way, I'm assuming, even though some other things have happened. Like, it's still that dope of a show.
Yeah, and it wasn't so much about Drolta that made that show such a dope show for me. It was just kind of the references to African history and gods and to see that being showcased in Castlevania, a place you don't expect that to be showcased, was refreshing. It was like, oh wow. Not only are they tapping into an African god, but they're tapping into, arguably one of the most powerful. I mean, she's can do practically whatever. So as you see the kind of story unfolding, there were some things that I was just like, but I mean, and I'm sure we'll talk about that. But overall, anytime you're able to see an animation that focuses or even draws from African history, something that we don't talk about a lot on mainstream, it's always like, for me, dope. So I know how you are, so I immediately hit you and was like, yo, this is something you're gonna enjoy. So
yeah, for me it was like just as you predicted, the historical tie-ins. I mean, they even called it, they didn't call it Hispaniola, they called it what do they call it? Saint Domingue or something like that. I was like, holy shit, like they're going back before like they even, like describe the whole island. Omar, some of that stuff is really, really, really important to me. How'd you feel about the series?
Man, listen, there's one thing my dad likes to fucking talk about, is the Haitian Revolution and all their leaders, dog. And it's dope that they highlighted. The dope that they're highlighting the woman. I wasn't Cecilia. I don't think it was her. I'm forgetting her name, but she was actually the woman that actually called together the leaders. Like she made like, there was like one of the first meetings for the Haitian Revolution leaders and shit. And I'm just like, it's so funny to see, like, oh, I'm like, yo, we're getting to see all this. I'm like, this is insane. All right, French Revolution, cool. Blah, 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 blah. Let's talk about these black motherfuckers and how they were rocking shit over here, and even to do a whole episode of that as well. I'm like, yo, this is great. And it's funny because a dude, France Jerome, he did the review of it, and we renamed the title. I was like, maybe you use this as a title. And he's like, all right. Then he renamed it to Night Skins in Paris. And one of the writers of the show was like, yo, thank you a lot for doing this, because we're kind of getting bombed on Rotten Tomatoes and shit, because as in like, oh, this is the worst Castlevania. They didn't follow Rondo of Blood. Shut the fuck up. Wasn't damn near one black person or dark-skinned motherfucker in the first Castlevania, which is great. Still bang. It's still bang. And we just said, hey, we like to be evil motherfuckers too. And they said, oh, you want to be vampires? You want to be vampire? Black vampire. You want to be a vampire? Aztec vampire. High cheekbones, bitch. Yes. Don't play with us. Don't play with and I was like, I'm great. So I never understand when motherfuckers like, but it's not Rondo of Blood. Go fucking play Rondo of Blood on fucking Nintendo or Super Nintendo then, man. We talking real shit over here. Now that what Ty mentioned before was like, there's some things that, I don't know why we got a white woman being the Egyptian, Russian woman being the Egyptian. I don't know why she drinking the blood of an Egyptian god or something. I'm like, this is real weird, but okay. But as Tiffy and Stephen Martasha said, like, all right, she got passed over for the job, but Jolta got passed over the job, but like, hey, I'm still here, I'm still rocking. That was just a weird thing, but I'm like, all right, maybe we'll explain that later on and shit, or it's just like a whole like, or are you doing like I can't even do like, oh, you're like, oh, like Egyptians were like white or something like that, because I'm like, she has a Russian accent. I'm like, I just don't know what happened. I'm like, what just happened? But like, that was the only thing where I was like, but like, aside from, I mean, we got a dark-skinned queer vampire and indigenous and Ulrox and his lover Mizrak. Like, I'm like, this shit goes. And just because Richter Belmont wasn't really the main focus of this, but the shit was it went. And my favorite part was Edouard, the fucking light. My man invented light skin, baby. That theater kid, that my man was singing "Remember Me." He's like, "Oh, your chicken's dead. Oh, just like you lost your sister. Here's my time to shine right now. Let me do this high ass fucking Dido's lament in the prison cell." These niggas are fighting for their lives, and my man is just here bellowing back and shit. I'm like, can you grab somebody, please? Can you do like through the bars or something, nigga? You see us fighting for our lives. My man's doing the fucking one man show. Like I wouldn't have said shit if Annette didn't say that he was so dramatic. And my man dramatic. He even died dramatic when the vampires bit him. He was just like. I'm like, this is my favorite. This is brilliant. I love this dude.
his superpower is like being on like American Idol. He's like the best singer ever, and he comes through in the most dramatic and the most saddest moments, and he just sits there. He's like, I mean, Tiffy. Okay, whoa.
Mhm.
I don't know. Oh, you know how sometimes I misread Tiffy's facial cues, so I think I just did that just now. But I was just wondering if you had any input on on this, on Edward, on the historical references that could have been accurate. From just overall, what's your opinion on the Castlevania Nocturne and whatnot, and all the dopeness, and some of that wasn't.
I thought it was a pretty dope series. I didn't watch the first Castlevania, so I'm doing it backwards. Well, now I'm going back, which is interesting for the villain PR because people are like, defend Dracula, defend Alucard, and I'm just like,
don't make me do homework.
Like I have nothing. But and sometimes it doesn't stop me. I'll go and I'll research the character, but I'm like, no, I actually want to find out what happens because I have no idea. And I've heard of Castlevania like because of the game and things like that. Like I knew who Alucard was when the end of the series happened, like, you know, the end of the season. So I didn't know. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Alucard. And I'm just like, how did I know that? That's weird. So there's like little memories of the game and just the different things I've seen. I thought it was such a dope series. It was so easy to just jump in and become a fangirl of it. I think I am not a history person that way. I think history is dope. So I like when I encounter it. So hearing y'all talk about where they inserted history and things like that, I think is amazing. It's very bloody and I love it. I think that they also made Drolta a fashion girly, and that's incredible. And the person on there's a person on Twitter that's releasing like the sketches of the different looks of Drolta, which is super dope because it's just so detailed and just gives like the different like 360 views of her design and just kind of the different layers of her costumes, which I think is really great. And I love seeing Black women in that role. So we had Annette, which was one type of Black woman, one version, and then we had Drolta, which gave us something completely different, which I also loved. Anytime Black women appear and internet people get sad, I gain strength, so that's really good as well. But I think it's such a dope series. I'm on dating apps, and like I don't think I flirt right because someone will say something, and I'll be like, yeah, you should watch Castlevania Nocturne. And like that's just eventually where all the conversations are leading. Me getting people to watch Castlevania Nocturne or play Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm 1000% not flirting. And depending on their answer, I will unmatch. So like that's my feelings on it. That's my feelings.
As it should be.
Because that's the base. We can't even get to the fun stuff if we don't have a strong foundation. I'm trying to build a future.
You see,
I'm trying to build a future.
Oh, you're a samurai. Why you just killing one person? Oh, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna
work.
It's
not gonna work. I don't need that on my team.
This ain't gonna work. What's your build? Let me see your build.
What level?
Trash. And I don't even know if the build is not. I gotta be like, Omar, Tasha, can you look at this and tell me if this man's build is trash and if I can continue to talk to him?
Game dating, I love it, man. Y'all should just meet at the boat somewhere else and freaking go to
meet at the boat.
I'm a meet
towards the death.
Look, Mountain wasn't gonna make it past date 2 until we had the video game talk.
Oh, what was the video game talk? How did that work, Nolly?
We had to talk about our favorites, and if he wasn't gonna put respect on BioShock, it was not happening. Okay,
I respect that.
BioShock and Dark Souls. And when he said,
"Oh wow,"
absolutely, I said, "Oh, well."
In that case,
same with you. Yes, you have a video game demands with your relationship.
Yes, because I do play a lot of video games. Yeah, I mean, but when Austin and I met though, like we've been friends for like God, I don't know how long, over a decade now. So when we met, you know, I was just like his roommate's sister. So I used to come over and he used to hand me the controller to help him beat his games. So I mean, it was already like declared that, you know,
that's cute.
In the house. Okay, so yeah, Austin will wait. He'll wait all day for me to come home from work or whatever I'm doing and be like, I'm stuck. Can you help me?
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. Give me the controller.
That's so real. That's go ahead, Ty.
No, I was just gonna say that's level 10 Riz on Austin's part. He knew exactly what to do in that moment. He was like, if I'm not gonna talk myself out of this, I'm just gonna give her the controller and see what she do. And see what she do. He put you to the test right off the top.
Let's see how long it takes. It's like 1 or 2 tries. He's like, God damn it, you're a top tier gamer, babe. And I'm like, I know, thanks.
Yo, that is a fascinating discussion. You know, at some point in time later on down the line, we're going to ask if there was an ulterior motive in Austin and if it was properly done, because that might be the way to do it. Get your girl, come over, you just meeting some young lady. Whether or not you're good at the game or not is irrelevant. You just want to see whether or not she's going to be completely deterred by the sticks, right? Right, Ty? Like, you're like, hold on. If I put this young lady on the video game and she's like, you're like, all right, now I know I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think he was in that catch-22. I'm a win. Except I'm not losing. I'm a win-win. This is a win-win. If she sucks, I can teach her. But if she's good, I found my wife. Let's go. Let's look at look. He wanted life. The man won at life. You know what I mean?
I think the best part that day was when I went over there and he handed me the controller. I think it took me like 1 try, and they were playing it all day and they couldn't beat it. Him and his best friend, and they handed me the controller, and I came over and he was like, "Can you beat this?" And I was like, "What is it? What do you do? Show me the controls." And he was like, "All right, so this is how you work it. This is how you work it." And like I, died, obviously him showing me, and then I got it, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I played, and he was like, and his friend he was like, "Who is this girl? Where does she even come from?" He's like, "That's his sis. How did you do that?" And I was just like, "It wasn't that hard. Like, you guys were stuck on this all day?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Okay, I'm done playing video games. I'm just, yeah." It was a good day from there.
23 Bronx Tale.
Yeah. Straight up. I love it. I used to go on dates with Austin before we even were dating. So it was clandestine, dog. I mean, he's
okay. I mean, I don't know if that's the word, but I like it. The destiny part definitely worked. I remember when I met, yes, just like, I'm going to use this word. I don't give a fuck whether it's true or not. I tried to do it until you fucked it up, damn it. Yeah. I think she just saw the word destiny somewhere. I did. I wanted to use it. It didn't work. But that's how Yaz is. When I first met Yaz, I remember it was about, I was like, yeah, man. She's like, video games. I was like, yeah, man, I'm stuck on God of War. She's like, oh, I beat that shit in like 2 weeks. I was like, yo, what the fuck? You beat God of War? She's like, oh, yeah. I was like, what the hell? And that's how it is. I mean, because even Castlevania is, let's keep it real, is based off a video game. Yeah. All right. It's a video game that I used to play. I don't know, Omar, Tiffy, Nali, yes, Ty, did y'all play Castlevania originally? The one on Nintendo?
I would just see it. Like, it was in I knew it existed.
You knew it existed? Okay.
On Nintendo? You mean on
Nintendo?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. With my whip and all of that.
With the whip?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother. I don't typically like whips, but the Castlevania.
Get going.
Hey, Castlevania.
That's the only time. That's the only time.
Them zombies up.
Well, one of the 2 times. There might be another time.
Wait, time out. You're killing zombies in that game?
Not vampires. This vampires.
All right. Well, you said zombies, so I was going to say that's probably why I didn't play it. Like, you guys know me.
Ghouls. You kill ghouls. I think ghouls and vampires.
Okay.
It's a lot of bats. I remember getting hit with a lot of bats. like bats. And you try to whip them, and they're like, it just hit you in the head and shit. But Castlevania's dope, but it's not the only video game that's been talked about as of late. As we discussed at the head of this show, maybe a certain game called Spiderman 2 is out as of right now for the mucker, and I'm so deep in it. Like I said, like clean drawers, clean teeth, clean face, clean body. None of that shit means anything to me until I beat this entire game. Fuck a shower, fuck a toothbrush,
oh my God.
Fuck deodorant, fuck life in general. My daughter is supposed to go to Halloween Horror Nights today. I may be Ubering her there. She's 13 now. She should be okay. I don't see any reason to do anything else in life as of right now. Omar, has the spider bug caught you yet? Are you on the spiders? I heard maybe.
I would be. I would be. I would be, but I'm here. I'm here because you wanted to do. You want to do a podcast today? Like, yeah, today's the day we come back. We had 3 weeks off, but today is the day. We were talking We was talking about not being seen. We was talking about not being seen. I thought we had the same mentality, but nah, you want to be in and I was like, you know what? I was like, all right. Timmy told me, hey, we're doing a podcast tomorrow. I said, why? He knows what day it is. He knows after what day it is. We got it. I thought we were slipping. And then I calmed down. She said, "Let me stop being the youngest." I was like, "All right. It's been a while. Stop being the youngest. It's not like, oh, you should have a Snickers right now. You're being the youngest right now. You're grown." I was, all right, let me. But yeah, no, I'm great to be here. But like, no, it is a. I was really looking forward to it, man, and I could tell age is catching up with me because 6 hours in, I was like starting to nod off on camera, playing a stream. I was like, I'm at the side of this wall, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, nah, the high school me would be disgusted right now. High school me wrapped up in a blanket, looking at, oh, loser. Is this what I become in the future? Like, I'm sorry, I got responsibilities. That's no excuse. But yeah, it's such a great game, and they throw you in, and they do a whole thing like I'm not gonna spoil anything, but they do a thing like Tsushima, like where I compare everything to Tsushima. But it's like, oh yeah, we're fighting. That's the like, oh yeah, you think this is the beginning? You think this is the beginning? This ain't the beginning. This ain't the beginning. This ain't the beginning. Right. Now it's the fucking beginning. Like, oh, that was the opener. That was the opener. Like, so it's real. It was real. Like it's amazing. I was told that that's not even important. That's not even really important. But like so far, it feels even between Peter and it feels even between Peter and Miles. And normally I'm not that big a fan sometimes of like switching between characters, but it makes a lot of sense here, and it's done well so far. So it is a joy. It's a real joy.
Yeah. Ty.
Yeah, man. I tried to get you in there yesterday, Omar, because I was hating on all of you Spider Bites. I was like, I woke up, right? Mm-hmm. And I said, man, I got this urge. I don't know. And I turned on my PS5, and lo and behold, there's Omar. Yeah. There's Vince. Yeah. There's Tyrone. Yeah. There's Minnie. There's everybody I could possibly know. And mind you, this is early.
Yeah. It was like 10 a.m. over here.
Mind you, this is early, and lo and behold, these guys were already on. They were playing. So I said, let me hit all of these gentlemen right now and tell them, F their lives.
Yeah, right.
F their lives. I cannot believe the dedication that you guys are showing. Some people were up at 12:01. Yeah. I won't say no names, but some people were up at 12:01 playing till the very morning. That's
why. Okay, that's why. Oh, you cheated. Okay, I went to sleep and I did my morning walk. I did my walkie, and then I came home and I was a good husband. I was like, anything need to be done? Anything need to be done here? All right, I don't think I just put the clothes in and I did the dishes. I was like, I put the clothes in there. I didn't turn it on. We were about to leave. I didn't turn. I was like, that's the one. I was like, I am so sorry. I was like, the detergent's on them and shit. Like, I just didn't turn it on. I'm like, that's that 38. That's that 38.
Listen. We got to go pretty quick because most of us, unfortunately, today's going to be a shorter session because, life and all of that other stuff. So we'll start wrapping up here really quick so everybody can get on to their respective duties with their lives. Damn.
Nolly said her PC crashed. She was like, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, I was getting to it.
You said we gonna be out. I'm out.
She pulled the whole Harriet Tubman on me.
That was Mary Beth at the burlesque. Mary Beth said, I gotta go.
She's like, I got what some of that I gotta get out of here. Like, I thought say bye to everyone. No,
she was gone. And she was sitting right next to me. I don't even know when she left. I just was like,
oh wow.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I can't talk too much about it because we're wrapping up, but it's interesting that show they allowed cameras because I did see on a story or two that that the disrobing, not to completion, but disrobing was not shunned by security when I was looked. So I was like, oh, that's fascinating. But as we start to kind of wrap up here, Yaz, I don't think you've had a chance to play it, but I'm curious for a few things. Omar, if you notice anything about this, and we're trying to make this quick because, like I said, I know we got a hard out. But any critiques about the game thus far? We kind of talked yesterday on about the potential for multiplayer, why it wasn't there, stuff like that. Is there anything that you think should have been done better, could have been done better, or is everything firing on all cylinders? And the second question is, will we see a Tiffy Starchild approach to the anime to Spider-Man, as we know you like to stream? And then also, I want to know, how soon is Yaz and Ty going to jump on the bandwagon? I don't know why I like it so good about it. So let's just go in that order real quick. Omar, any critiques?
I mean, this far into the game, there's nothing that I can think of bad yet. I'm just having a good time swinging around. I'm just thwip. Good time swinging around. Thwip. I was like saying thwip. I was hosting a show yesterday. I was like, hey, I want y'all to know, physically I'm here, mentally thwip. I'm fighting Sandman in fucking downtown New York. I don't have any complaints. I think it's something we can like do. We can circle back to this about like, all right, what about it? But yeah, it's just a great game. Tiffy will play the game after she has done God of War, and she will start with the first game. She will start with the first game because story. We ain't gonna jump in the middle of the book. We'll start with the first game because of story, and then we'll go into episode 2. I am very particular about how my friends interact with media. I was like, all right, you got some people. Yeah, we're doing multiple stories. No, you finished God of War with your son Atreus. You go on that trail.
Oh, yo, whoa. Okay, all right. We know about Atreus and about the God of War. But man, that feels very eat the cake anime. Tiffy, do you want to start from the beginning?
It's curated. Okay, it's curated. Okay. I do this for all. It's curated.
You have no choice, apparently.
You gotta have a particular experience.
You said blink twice.
Blink twice.
You gotta have the right experience. You gotta have the right experience. You can't just like, oh, whatever. No. She plays from God of War 1. She plays up till now. So like, nah, because you gotta know. You gotta know all these little references.
Okay. Yes, Dad.
Gotta do how you. Any plans, Yaz, Ty, to invest, to join? My bad, Tiffy. I want to hear your. It doesn't sound like you have much input. It sounds like we've been given your itinerary. So
I have nothing that. I would have presented it a little differently, but that is accurate. That is the plan that has been set forth for me. I just wanted to play God of War Ragnarok. I've had to start at the beginning. I am now on God of War 4, and so I have to play through the first Spider. So I guess I have to finish God of War. Then I can. What if I start Spider-Man on my channel?
Yeah, that works. That's fine.
So I'll start Spider-Man 1 on my channel.
Work
finish God of War on Black Nerd Problems channel, and eventually make my way to Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
man, Britney Spears' "Toxic" is playing in my head for some reason. I don't know why.
It's curated experience.
That's the right amount of toxicity.
You ask me what to play and watch. I'll give you this list. I'm like, hey, did you see the thing? Have you watched Haikyuu yet? Vince, we were talking about that. Have you watched it yet? Why not? Why not? Ain't no excuse.
I'm so sorry, Dad.
Right when it's at you, it's harder to. You just gotta.
I wasn't ready. I was like, oh shit, it's aiming at me. It's done. All right, well, we got to wrap up though. But yeah, I want to know from Ty and Yaz, like, any plans to jump on this bandwagon, man? Or y'all just gonna go ahead and just hate it out?
Well, as far as I actually am doing the Omar experience. I'm playing the remastered Spider-Man.
Let's go.
I have the Miles version, so I'm going through the story. Once I'm completed the story, I'm gonna go ahead and purchase Spider-Man 2, join the bandwagon.
Yes.
Pull up.
My only critique from watching the game, and I told you this yesterday, was I think that there was a possibility to make this game even a little bit more. I mean, you obviously can't make it better, but I think this would have been a nice feature to have a co-op mode. If you would have had a co-op mode where, you're Peter Parker or you're Miles or your other characters within the story. I mean, there's, however you want to do it, even if you want to have villains. I mean, like you can be a villain. However, I think there was a way, and they may have dropped the ball on this, to co-op this story. And I feel like that would have made this game that took it to a whole nother level. I mean, it's already a dope game. It's probably the best movie we'll never get. And that's real. Like,
Ooh.
like watching the cut scenes from this is when you're seeing it all unfold, you're like, and why can't you
Mm.
make an animated series that looks like this?
Mhm.
Why can't you have a movie with a storyline like this?
Mm.
What's the problem? Come on now. Yeah. Other than that, that's probably my only critique. It's a dope game.
Okay. Well, we hope that Yaz jumps on as well as we start to wrap up here, but we'll see.
I
As of right,
played the Miles one already and I beat it, but I mean it wasn't as great as like I don't know the other games. I guess like I had a lot. It was a while ago I beat it, so I had a lot of critiques when I did play it. I have to go back, I guess, and do it. But I have a PlayStation 4. We didn't get a 5 right now. I'm like concentrating everything on my wedding right now. So like the 5 isn't really important. You know what I'm saying? I can just wait and then it'll be on the 4 and then I can get it. So
all right.
yeah.
Well, I ain't mad. Well, we'll see what happens. Welcome back, Nolly. Just in time for us to wrap up. We're gonna go ahead and get on up out of here as everybody has early hard outs. I will say this: be on the lookout, guys. First of all, those of y'all who stayed with us even throughout our 3-week unprompted break, appreciate y'all for pulling back up. We'll be back here for a little bit, but then we're gonna take another break the entire month of November. So get yourself prepared for that. But in the meantime, look out for some other episodes that may be of us showing ourselves in person, baby. Like there's actually where we did things in person in HD style, some of which we did our usual typical yell back at each other format where we have our opinions and we give them with passion. Despite each other's passion, we match each other's passion. In this particular, what you see is me explaining to Omar why he's wrong about the never-ending story.
I'm not wrong.
And he'll learn one day when nothing comes to Brooklyn. And
nothing's here. I'm already here. I'm already here in Brooklyn. The nothing's here.
It's already there. Damn, man, I'm vain as hell. I meant to be you. Skip to the part where it's Omar. Damn, what the hell?
Nah. Yeah, go explain your case. No. Explain your case.
There they are. Yeah. So these things happen, man. So some episodes may drop of us in person doing in-person things. But that's going to go ahead and do it for today. Plan to see us again on the following Saturdays, even though it's Halloween. Watch out for the blood moon for the Wiccan out there. Talking to you, Nolly. Unless anybody else has anything else? Unless anybody has anything? No, on the way out. Then we will go ahead and say, as always, thank you on behalf of myself, Tiffy Starchild, Bad Tie, Omar Holman, Yaz, the model, and Nolly. All right. I almost spoiled something there. We want to say just thank y'all, and including Tyrone.
Call me the mountain.
Kev, those Steph, those who aren't here with us now. We just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. And always, as we say, be yourself. If you ain't being yourself and you being fake, ain't nothing honorable about that. Go get Spider-Man 2. Play that shit to your heart's content, because there will be a quiz next week. And in all things, if you a geek, go ahead and let that geek flag fly. Deuces.